What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews. And today we'll be reviewing Barrell Vantage. And joining me today is Israel from Whiskey One.
What's up, man? Good to be here.
Good to
hanging out with you.
Good to be here at your place, and good to finally get together and record an episode. It's been long overdue. So, if you guys don't know, we're both from Albuquerque. Well, we live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is interesting because we've been talking for a while, and it just so happens that we do live in the same area. So, we decided to link up and finally shoot an episode together. So,
thanks for filming with me. We filmed an episode earlier that'll be on my channel, so you're gonna see us work together, partner up,
and make sure check out his channel, subscribe, like, and great channel and great content. So it's good to finally link up and do this. So
no, I appreciate the invite, for real.
Yeah, man. So we're reviewing Barrell Vantage. This is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in mizunara, French, and toasted American oak. It comes in at 115.88 proof, so 57.94% ABV. And this is from Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky. So, Kentucky or Tennessee. Speaking of Tennessee, when you hear Tennessee, how do you feel about Dickel?
Dickel. So I don't have any Dickel products. The Dickels, that I've at least experienced and tasted, they're usually been like samples. People share them with me, and I'll be like, all right, cool. I'm glad I got a chance to try some of those. But my experience in talking with others is like mixed feelings. Some people love them, some people don't. Like there's that vitamin note that people get from Dickel products.
Yeah. But and see, I don't mind that mineral vitamin, what do they call it, Flintstones vitamin.
Vitamin, yeah.
And you honestly do pick up some of that Flintstone vitamin note, but for me, I don't know, it doesn't turn me off to it, and I really enjoy the 15-year. If you get a higher proof one, because they can range in proof, so all the way down to like 80 proof. So I wouldn't think that one would be as good as some of the higher proofs. I think I have the highest proof. I don't remember what it is, but I really enjoy it.
And I think what people like about Dickel products is how affordable and accessible they are.
Yeah.
Right? It's easy to find. It's not going to break the bank.
Yep.
Not like maybe a Barrell product, right?
That's true. And then, so this is an interesting blend here. So they do finish these in separate casks, in each of the casks, and then they blend it together. So mizunara, have you ever had mizunara?
No. So this will be my first time.
That is
drinking whiskey.
That is Japanese oak, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, Good point. This is my first time trying, number one, this Vantage, right? Or is it Vantage?
Yeah, Vantage.
But it's my first time drinking whiskey finished in a mizunara cask, so I have no idea like what to expect.
You know what to expect from French oak, though, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to French oak, they tend to be more spicy. I don't know,
spicy. I get a lot of spicy from French oak, and then everybody knows toasted. So
yeah. But I'm interested to dive into this sucker because I see it on the shelves and I don't get it because of the price. I'm like, is it good? Is it that good? Right?
Is it that good? Yeah.
So cheers, man.
Cheers.
Here we go. It's pretty fruity.
It is fruity. So this has been sitting in the glass for a while, and at first we were getting a lot of rye. But I'm not getting that rye anymore. That's so weird. Or are you still getting rye?
No, not necessarily rye. Now it could be that it's a high rye bourbon, maybe. But I do get baking spices, just not a lot of the rye character.
I definitely get the cinnamon. There's a ton of caramel in here too.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet, and it's a bit fruity. I get some dark fruits out of this. It's
leaning more towards the dark side of things. But yeah, a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah, I get anise. So maybe like when I drink rye,
I was gonna say clove, but it leans towards baking spices.
But there's a ton of baking spices here, like a ton,
there's a
think
lot.
of it like this, right? Like a lot of this, that, and the other, right? When you're cooking, you want to put in all kinds of stuff. I like it, man. I'm ready to dive into this.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. It just like ramps up towards the finish. It just keeps going. That spice.
Yes.
That spice. So it drinks like a rye. We were getting rye at first before we started recording, but it didn't come through on the nose. But that rye, well, it's not rye, but maybe like you said, maybe it's a high rye, but it's definitely coming through in the palate. That finish is amazing. It kind of went like this, and okay, and then it just kind of like ramped up. That was great.
All right, so this was my first sip, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is spicy. Like it brings the heat.
See, and I love spicy. Everybody that watches my channel, if you watch it long enough, you know I like spicy.
Didn't you do the chip challenge? Didn't you do the chip challenge?
I didn't like that one. the one chip challenge. Oh man, that was terrible.
By the way, I want to do the one chip challenge.
I want to watch you do it. I don't want to do it.
So yeah, no, should I talk about the one chip challenge just real quick? All right.
Good.
So I watched him do the one chip challenge with, I believe,
my
your daughter,
daughter,
right? And no, I didn't wish to be in your shoes at that moment.
That was rough. I was scared. I was really scared.
But anyway, back to the whiskey.
Yeah.
It's got some spice. I'm not lying.
Do you like it? Do you like
but I like spice too. Like I'm kind of like, I'm into hot peppers. I'm into spice.
Don't let it scare you.
Mexico.
Don't let it scare you though, because there's enough sweetness here to balance that. Right. So it's not like you're just getting spice and it's gonna like kill your palate. It's not that.
Right.
But there's a great balance here and an excellent finish in my opinion.
I just think the combination of being high proof and the spice, it kind of brings you that hug. It's a good amount of hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what else are you getting on it though? Because I got a little bit.
I gotta try it again. There. So first sip, so second sip now.
Here we go.
Never completely judge on the first sip, but I'm getting I'm getting something like a creamy note, and I want to say it's like a ton of caramel at the beginning, and then it changes to the baking spices for me. Baking spices, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, a little bit. But that spice is what completes the experience for me, at least for me in the finish.
Yeah. So that second sip really helped to, get acclimated with the spice and now really appreciate what else is happening. Because to your point, like it's spicy, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's spice dominant, because when I now go to that second sip, it's fruity.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of dark cherries. But it's also kind of a little bit of different fruits. I also get some apricot in there, which is kind of weird, and a little bit of apple.
I can see that. So I'm saying caramel. I said a creamy note, but I'm thinking I can see where that's like where you're leaning towards with the apricot.
Sure.
So,
sure. Do you get molasses?
Yeah, definitely a lot.
Yeah, it's nice and sweet, and it's sticky on the palate too, man.
Yeah, it clings to the palate. But yeah, I think what sells me on this, it's not just like a one-trick pony. Let's say, like it's not just like you're not just getting one note like blasting your palate. It's not just like sweet, and it's not just like one note. You get like a balance, and I love how that finishes with that spice just ramping up. That's what does it for me,
I think the spice is coming from that French oak.
French oak, I think so too, and I think mizunara sometimes does come off as spicy, so I think that has a little bit to do with it as well. But yeah, and then I mean just the toasted. I'm not sure how that's interacting because I'm not picking up the toasted. I usually get a lot of like marshmallows, stuff like that.
Yeah, but maybe that's that creamy side.
Maybe it is. Yeah, that's true. Maybe it is that.
That's a good point. So if you guys aren't really used to drinking a lot of toasted barrels or toasted barrel bourbons and stuff like that, they do tend to have a little bit of that marshmallow filling or that toasted marshmallow taste to it. I went and got a third sip, and I get a little bit of that. Not a lot of vanilla, but a little bit of that toasted, sugary sweetness. So,
wow, I got a lot of fruit this time, the third time. I can't say it's apricot, but there's something there that's like super sweet, and I want to say almost like a tropical fruit, not like apple or something like something more like.
So do you eat papaya? or dry papaya.
Yeah.
So I noticed that
Maybe mango.
mango,
Maybe
dried mangoes,
mango.
or
I
something
got
like that.
something this third sip that I didn't get the first 2 times. And like I said, the first time I ever tried this, I got a lot of pineapple, coconut. So, but I didn't get any of that this time. But I want to say, like mango, something like that.
Do you think that's from the mizunara cask?
It could be. I'm not sure. I don't have too much experience with mizunara, but I think that maybe has something to do with it. So, okay, so to wrap this up, how do you feel about this?
Well, I need to stop like focusing on price point, because I tend to like put a lot of like judgment behind, like, is it worth that price? But if price is not something that you need to worry about, or you just don't care, you just want something solid, I get this bottle all day. Now I have quite a few Barrell bourbons, so I know what to expect from Barrell, and this is right on par with everything that you do expect from this. So it is a solid whiskey in my opinion. Would I get this because I don't have it yet? I'm gonna end up getting this bottle.
I think this is like, if you're ranking them, this is in the upper echelon of like Barrell products. I don't think it's towards the bottom, like in my opinion, like Armida or something like that. But I don't think this is like the best one, but it's up there. In my opinion, I still wish it was a little cheaper, but I know mizunara is a little more expensive to try to like finish whiskeys in, so that contributes to the price. But as far as my final score, I usually do grades in my episodes. For me, this is a solid B+, and I feel like I'm like you, like I take price into account, and that just kind of like knocks it down a little bit. But
you have to. I mean, at the end of the day, you're the one buying it, right?
But it is solid enough to where if I see it on the shelf and I was out, I think about buying another one. It's definitely that good. And I love the experience, like where you go from here to here with the finish. I don't think it's like it drops off or anything like that. I think it builds up, and I really like that.
It does build up. Yeah, I was just going to ask you like what your thoughts are on the finish. It does crescendo, like it builds on itself.
Yeah, so there you have it. So glad to have you on the channel finally. Glad to like finally link up and get some episodes done, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you guys like my content, remember to smash that like button, remember to subscribe, and remember to subscribe to Whiskey One.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe, watch his videos, make sure you, like I said, subscribe most of all, and watch the videos. So keep it legit and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.